Welcome to Royal Secrets. Uninvited to a state reception at Buckingham Palace were Harry and Meghan. The invitation to the King-hosted event that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex allegedly received earlier in the week has since been rescinded. At a gathering held at Buckingham Palace on Sunday night, King Charles and Camilla, Queen Consort, appear to have uninvited Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle. The state reception will be held at Buckingham Palace for several international leaders and foreign royals, but the pair isn't expected to show up, according to The Telegraph, since palace officials claim the gala event is for working members of the firm. Given that the gathering is reserved for royal family members who are still employed, it is unclear why the duo was initially invited given that they resigned from their official positions in March 2020. The pair were apparently not invited to the celebration, according to palace aides, and individuals close to them are claimed to be baffled by this. On the eve of Queen Elizabeth II's burial, hundreds of heads of state will be welcomed to London, including Joe Biden, the US President, and Emmanuel Macron, the President of France. During the Queen's vigil, King Charles utilized coping routines to keep his tears back. According to a body language specialist, King Charles III utilized coping routines to suppress his emotions during a vigil for his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, inside Westminster Hall. When Princess Anne, Prince Edward, and Prince Andrew erected a vigil around the Queen's casket in preparation for her official funeral on Monday, the newly installed king joined them. The four siblings arrived at the catafalque and each stood on the four sides for around 15 minutes while dressed in military costumes. While this was happening, mourners poured into the hall to pay their respects. King Charles appeared melancholy as he stood next to his mother's casket. Body language specialist Judy James stated, "During the vigil, it was easy to see Charles completing many coping routines, like sucking in of the lips, to enhance his levels of resolve, as well as closing his eyes and resetting his jaw. Charles led his siblings out with his head down." Again, this military display of power and precision may have helped her and her brother Edward cope and restrain their outbursts of sadness as we could see them stomping their feet to the ground as though standing to attention. Prince Edward has the most strict poker face of the Queen's four children, according to the body language expert. But she claimed there were obvious indications the vigil was challenging for the Earl of Wessex. He appeared much younger in his uniform and seemed more focused than ever on doing things correctly, according to Ms. James. Apart from a little indicator of strain and the emotion cost of the vigil, when a muscle was working away in his jaw, he didn't give anything away through his body language. Prince Andrew was permitted to dress in his full military regalia, and it was noted that this allowed him to sport a considerably more impassioned facial expression. He said, with the indications of mourning more visible than they had been when he assumed the rather splayed chest and elevated chin of dutiful confidence and resolve while in civilian dress. On September 19, a state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II will take place at Westminster Abbey. As he attends three important meetings at Buckingham Palace today, Charles is still hard at work. Since his mother, the Queen, passed away on September 8, King Charles III is kept busy by making a lot of public appearances. Since his mother, the Queen, passed away, King Charles hasn't had time to grieve in private because he's been keeping busy with several public appearances. According to sources, the King will attend three meetings at Buckingham Palace today. The First Sea Lord, Chief of the Air Staff, Chief of the General Staff, Chief of the Defence Staff, Vice Chief of the Defence Staff, and Commander of the United Kingdom Strategic Command were all received by the King in the 1844 room. The King's next meeting is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, when he will host a luncheon in the palace for the Governors-General of the